Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the channel. This is Jason the Nice One, and I'm so happy to have you all here. And for those of us who are watching this on replay, thank you as well. I hope that you enjoy the film as well as the chat. I'm very pleased to be here this evening. It's a very special night for me. I don't usually do tribute streams a lot. These are rare, but for actors that have made an impact in my life, actors and actresses and artists in general, I like to pay tribute. And so tonight I wanted to finally pay tribute to the late, great Piper Laurie. It's been quite a while since she passed away, but I wanted to do this. I apologize for setting it, keep changing the dates on it. One was for scheduling, and the other is last week I did not, fell ill, and I had to switch it to this weekend so I could take the time to recuperate, but I'm doing much better now and feeling good. And especially because I wanted to spend some time this evening. Excuse me. Piper Laurie was very special to me. Grew up with this incredible lady on film, and remember the first movie I ever saw her in was her incredible, terrifying role as Margaret White in Carrie. Brian De Palma's incredible version of Stephen King's Carrie, playing Sissy Spacek's mother. Gave an amazing performance. And some of her other performances on television. She did so many guest appearances on television dramas and comedies. They're too countless to really mention. Really, she has so many credits to her name. But also, we just earlier this week with Craving Something Scary, we watched The Faculty. That was another one of her most bone-chilling performances. She was so good in that. And tonight, I'm going to share a film with you, and that is my favorite dramatic role of hers. It's a beautiful film, and that is called The Grass Harp. That is something I'm very pleased to share that with you, and for those of you that will be watching this in replay. It is a rare film. It's not very easy to come by, so I apologize up front for that, that I could not really find any free avenues with the exception of one. And I'm going to go over those options in just a moment. They're in the description area of the stream. But I wanted to remind you some few housekeeping items here to please make sure that you hit the like button if you haven't already. It does help with the algorithms, as well as helps to get the word out for these streams, and especially in replay mode, so more people will know that it exists. The other live streams that are scheduled for my channel through the rest of the Halloween Fest marathon, as well as my upcoming Holiday Fest, are all up. And I would so appreciate that if you could hit those like buttons. That would help that as well. Also, anytime this is good advice for whatever my channel, any other channels that you go to, when you do hit the like button, or when you and you hit the subscribe button, when you go to a stream that you're going to watch that night or replay, don't forget before it premieres, if you're going to be able to watch it live, it's good advice on any stream, is to hit the bell icon as well. Sometimes YouTube has errors and things that happen where you don't get notification in time. And you just, because the notifications means you get an initial time when it is published and put online, but that doesn't tell you when it's coming on. If there's changes to it, if they've changed the date or whatever, that's what the bell icon is for. So that will help you notify of change as well. Also, again, if you haven't hit the subscribe button, please do. That'll give you information and updates what's happening on the channel. Also, this channel does have its own Patreon. Just for a small monthly donation, you can receive some great benefits. It helps the channel to grow. But in any way that you can help this channel, it's so appreciated. And I love you all out there, and I love to share my love of film and television and theater with all of my friends and the people out there in YouTube land. I'm just so grateful that I can do this, and I want to do this to share my love of these genres, and I hope that you do too. And but I'm going to go ahead real quick here, and before I get into a little bit of the film itself and Piper Laurie, before we start, to give us allow some more chances for people to come streaming in here that might be running late. Let me go ahead and give you that information for the where you can watch the party, the film. So again, it's in the description section. There's really two ways. If you are a Prime member, then you can see it for free. All you have to do is, I have put in the link in the stream a link. I'll give that to you. That is the Amazon Watch Party that you can join for free, and that'll allow you to watch it free of cost, and I control everything, so you don't have to just sit back, and just make sure you turn your captions on, and you can watch the film free of charge if you're a Prime member. And so that's a privilege that you can get, and I'm going to be offering that for this tonight because I'm able to do that. I'm a Prime member. Also, if you choose to, if you're not a Prime member, you can rent it on Prime for $3.99. Also on iTunes, you can rent it for just a bit cheaper at $2.99. And for those of you that, since that's about the only other option, I can give you some help with it on how to watch it on iTunes. Okay, now let's go ahead while we're waiting a little bit. I'm going to give a little bit of background to about Piper Laurie and her career here real quick. I'm just bring up my notes here. There we go. Let's pull them up here. The timeline here. Piper Laurie, she was born in Detroit, Michigan, and on January 22nd of 1932. And she died in 2023, this year, October 14th, in Los Angeles. And she was educated at Los Angeles High School, the Art Students League of New York, and Hollywood Professional School. But you wouldn't really, she had a natural affinity for acting. She was her own person. She was one of the great character actors of her generation. And it was just really fun to watch her in anything that she really did. And she was basically the younger of two children, both girls, of Alfred Jacobs, a furniture dealer, as well. And her mother was Charlotte Sadie Jacobs. They were both Jewish. Her basically, she was from Jewish immigrants from Poland on her father's side, and from her mother's side, they were Jewish immigrants from Russia. And she does have a wonderful book you can look up on Amazon. I think they do have it for sale. Her autobiography is called Learning to Live Out Loud. And it was about how her family lived in this one-bedroom walk-up on Tyler Street in Detroit. And any of us who lived in big cities know what that is and how that's like. And she'd had a natural shyness when she was a child, but her parents provided her elocution lessons, and she started to eventually land minor roles at Universal Studios, and that really, the acting was really got her out of her shell. And so that's something that's very, very her early years in her career. But she first, her contract was in 1949 is when she started with Universal Studios, and she changed her screen name to Piper Laurie, which she's used ever since. And 1950 was with Ronald Reagan. That was her breakout role, was in Louisa. And they dated for a little bit before he married Nancy Davis. But she's got a lot of most roles you wouldn't know a lot about, but she was mostly in through movies throughout the the 1950s, 1960s, really prevalent through that. And then she did go to Broadway for a while, and she was in Shakespeare and all that, and then came back to television. In some television versions of the plays that she was in. And then she was lured back to Hollywood, went offered to co-star with Paul Newman in The Hustler. That was released in 1961. That was a main big breakthrough role for her. That's a great film if you haven't had a chance to see it. Hustler's great. And I think you would really love that film. And she basically didn't do a lot since that point. And then she went back to Broadway in 1965, and she starred in a Broadway revival of Tennessee Williams' The Glass Menagerie as Laura, the main character, opposite Maureen Stapleton, Pat Hingle, and George Grizzard. And that really made her back on the role. And then, of course, she didn't really appear into another feature film until 1976, and that's what she was known for. Most people know her for is Margaret White in Carrie. And she was received an Oscar nomination for Best Supporting Actress for that performance. And the commercial success of that film relaunched her career. And one thing I do love, I got this quote from Sissy Spacek from an interview, and she said she praised Piper Laurie's acting skill. She said she's a remarkable actress. She never does what you expect her to do, and she always surprises you with her approach to a scene. And that was something that was she was quite known for. And then later on, she did play in the film version of Children of a Lesser God with William Hurt as Mrs. Norman, and she received her third Oscar nomination for that. And then she went on to just do a lot of off-Broadway, a lot of theater. She was very heavy into theater and loved going back there all the time. And then for television-wise, she's probably best known as Catherine Martell in David Lynch's Twin Peaks. She's so well known for that. Was a huge role for her on television. And it's I'm starting to watch that now. That's something I missed, and I really enjoy that. I'm really enjoying that series. And she's brilliant in that role of Catherine. And then she starred in Other People's Money with Gregory Peck in 1991. And then she did work for Dario Argento, his first American film called Trauma in 1993. She also was well known for George Clooney's playing his mother on ER. And then in 1998, she premiered in The Faculty. But she mostly did a lot of guest appearances on Frasier, Matlock, and Will and Grace. Also appeared on Cold Case, and also in Law and Order Special Victims Unit. She did an appearance on there. And then basically the film we're going to talk about tonight is one of her major roles that she did. She was very well known for, and that is The Grass Harp. And that's one of my favorite films. It is something that I've always enjoyed, and I hope that you will too. That's what I wanted to share with you guys. And we're going to get started here real quick and get started. That's off again. If you are going to be watching it, if you're a member of Prime, we're going to do it through the Amazon Watch Party. You can click on that link. I still have that list here on that. It's in the chat. And then it'll just ask for your name and all that. You click in and you'll be ready to pop in and watch it with me. Also, now, if you are going to watch it on iTunes or you happen to own it on iTunes, I wouldn't know if you would or not. I do. And so that what you can do is with that, when I start the countdown, I'm going to start down from 10. And when I get to the number 5, hit play button. And by the time, because iTunes takes a little bit to get warmed up, And so you'll see a little circle for a bit. By the time we get down to play, that it should start at that point. Alrighty, and we're going to get started here. I'm going to get my screen ready. Split my screen here. And again, make sure that you are have closed captioning on. And again, if you have, also I would make sure too, is if you have ability to get rented on Amazon, also make sure there might be a little bit of ads before, but I don't think there'll be that many. So you won't have to worry about that. Alrighty. Okay, when everybody's ready, I'm going to go ahead and count down from 10. All right, we'll begin. Okay, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. That's a beautiful score to it. I love the music. It's so beautiful. This has an all-star cast. I'll introduce you to all of them. You'll probably recognize a lot of them. But I think so wonderful is that her and Sissy Spacek reunited for this film, and they play sisters. This is based on the semi-autobiographical novel by Truman Capote. This treehouse will play a central figure in the show. Oh, there's Piper. There's Sissy Spacek and Nell Carter. And Give Me a Break and on Broadway and Ain't Misbehavin'. And Walter Matthau. Charles Durning. This will let you know what time period it's set in, unfortunately. It's a horrible thing what grief can do to a person. Just don't feel like going on. That's something that was quite common in the day. Oh, portrait of his mother. There's some- Loved her in her horror roles, but this has such a vast contrast and shows what a beautiful actress she really was and her talent. She really had the nicest smile, those beautiful eyes. I used to have one as a kid, a tree house. It's so much fun. The Great Escape. Such a beautiful film. Hi, Mayanne. Nice to see you. Glad to have you in the chat. Only about 15 minutes into the film. And, it's available basically on Amazon and iTunes. If you're a member of Amazon Prime, I do have a watch party. I have the link in the chat for the Amazon watch party. You can watch for free. And hello, Val. Nice to see you as well. And yeah, we've been going about 16 minutes. If you're here to watch the film, you can. As I said, I do have the ways you can in the description. It basically through Amazon. You can rent it, or if you're a Prime member, I do have a link in the chat for the Amazon Watch Party. Or you can rent it on iTunes as well. Or if you have a physical copy, that's great. They're very rare to come by. I said prior, before I started the film, that what made this so remarkable and one of my favorite films of Piper Laurie's is that it was a reunion for her and Sissy Spacek playing the sisters. And I thought that was such a great contrast. And they're so good together. And there's such a great all star cast. It's based on Truman Capote's semi-autobiographical novel. Roddy McDowell. This is an all-star cast. Now he's kind of grown up, and now it's the role of the boy. That's the main character in the place. Is now played by Edward Furlong. You also have Walter Matthau. Having a great weekend, Val. I'm glad I finally got back to work and feeling better, and hope you are too. And man, yeah, this movie is not well known. It's a rarity. I don't know why they don't have many ways of seeing it because it's such a beautiful film. Hello, Russell. Welcome to the watch party. Thanks for dropping by. I do for us who just dropped in. I do have the ways to watch the film on the description section. If you're a member of Prime, you can see it. I have a link in the chat for a watch party that I started. I'm only about 20 minutes into the film. It's very young Edward Furlong. And you'll recognize Riley Henderson here. It's Sean Patrick Flynn, young Indiana Jones. Oh, it is on YouTube? Great. Thank you, Russell. Thank you for letting us know that. I was trying to look at YouTube and I couldn't find it. That's great. How you doing, Russell? I hope you're doing having a good weekend. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, it is some great, really, really great cast. Where'd you find it on YouTube? Because I wasn't able to find it except for different sources other than YouTube. That's what's was so weird. Hmm. How fun. I haven't seen that movie in a long time. Jack Lemmon. Hi, Jerry. Nice to see you. Glad to have you here with us. I love this line. Yes, you get. And basically, now the basic story or premise of this is Edward Furlong in the beginning of the film. His mother passed away, and his father. Um, this was his father's two aunts, Sissy Spacek and Piper Laurie. And Sissy Spacek demanded that he come bring the boy to be raised by them because he was in such mourning over his wife. His wife died in her 30s, and we come to find out through the boy who narrates the play, excuse me, the film. He um, he basically committed suicide. Just couldn't handle being without her, and so this is basically the story of him being raised by these two aunts, and Nell Carter's their um, Piper Laurie's her name's Dottie, her maid. Nell Carter, you should recognize from Give Me a Break. Yeah, she's in The Faculty, and she was on Frasier a couple of times. On Frasier one time too. I might one day do a watch party of some of these actors and show their famous, watch their famous uh, television appearances. She was quite funny on Frasier. Indeed, is great. That's a great film. It's one of Sissy Spacek's finest performances, hands down. It's so interesting to watch the Spacek and them reunite to play mother and daughter all the years ago in Carrie. It's Edward Furlong. That's about as subtle as a atom bomb. It's another good one too. This is probably it is my favorite dramatic role of Sissy Spacek's. I mean, Piper Laurie's as well. No, Carter's quite the character in this film. She always was. Any of the roles she ever played. Fried chicken. Yes, she was. A lot of people forget that she did. Oh, that's at the beginning of the. Uh, oh, It's basic, and her character is the younger sister, and it's been quite a while since I've seen this film, but I do remember how Mrs. Spacek is a little selfish in this, her character, and doesn't ever quite give her sister credit. Sean Patrick Flanery. Also, if you don't, Val, when you're watching this, that we're in the background behind the counter, that was Doris Roberts. That's Doris Roberts. Everybody loves Raymond. Here we go. Town over uproar over something like this. So innocent. Charles Durning. Slapped you bow legged. Oh, good grief, lady. Hush up. Me, 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 me. Not you, Val, but women like that in small, they just drive me crazy. Ronald McDowell is the barber. gosh. Things haven't changed at all even today. Nobody cares. Gosh, can't believe the last time I was 15. Oh, she's so beautiful. Yes, Val. Yeah, she's pretty great. I miss her too. Oh. Amen. All these years, I don't know when it is this about this film, but it really gets to me. It's to me such a beautiful film. In a lot of ways, Piper Laurie does remind me a lot of my mother. Ugh. Sheriff and his deputy handling it so professionally. They've done nothing wrong. Ronnie McDowell is really good in this. It ain't one thing, it's another. Hi, Gloria. It's so nice to see you. Thanks for dropping by and saying hi. I hope you're doing okay and doing well. Been missing you, but you're always in my thoughts. Oh, that's right. This is Mary Steenburgen plays this role. Hope you have a good weekend, Gloria. Things are going well for you and your family. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. I have to look for it because I'm off tomorrow, not doing anything till the evening. It's awesome to hear, Gloria. I'm glad. Oh, so Christian of you. Surprised this isn't a very long movie, but it's. Oh, yeah. Eugene and Mary Fenwick. Bless his little heart. His mother died young, and her father took, unalived himself. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I did get to meet her once. The privilege of meeting her. She was so sweet, and I didn't realize how short she is. Good old chivalry. Oh, it's never too late. Oh. Thanks for the notice. Good night, Russell. You have a great evening and a nice rest of your weekend. Thanks for dropping by. Oh, I forgot about this. Oh, what about this? Damn fool. Good evening, Philip. Welcome. Thanks for coming by. Got about 10, 15 minutes left in the film. No worries, Philip. Life goes on, and as it's always, you can always see the replay, and I do have where you can see it um, in the description, and maybe it's worth the rental. Looking forward to it, Russell. Have a good evening, a good weekend. These two are so good together. It's nice to see a little bit different thing than Carrie. You know, I love Carrie, but this was so special. It's not a lifetime opportunity. Oh, So one great thing about celluloid and video, we can capture these performances and have them. Piper was such a unique spirit. Yeah, they did. My mother had a box like that. Sorry, Val. I couldn't spoil it for you. That was hard keeping that. Good evening, Kat, I'm glad to see her. We're just about ending the movie now. Yeah, crap, that's no one else I've seen a rooster that big. Yeah, Truman Capote was raised by his aunts, so knows how it's some autobiographical. Sorry, Val. The Grass Harp. Oh, I forgot to tell you, it was directed by Walter Matthau's son. Uh, the legend of himself, Truman Capote. You have to let me know what you thought about it, Val. I was very happy. It's hard for me sometimes to watch this, but it's glad I did. It's been a while since I'd seen it. Um, and I had to give this tribute to probably one of the greatest character actresses that ever lived. The opportunity to see uh, her and Sissy Spacek reunite are very, very different type of film, but such a beautiful film. And to show the tremendous actresses that Piper was and Sissy Spacek still is. And YouTube does have quite a bit of interviews. If you look up this film, a lot of interviews with them and the making of this film. And I think it's worth your time to watch them and to understand kind of the background of this film and their relationships. And if I don't watch all the end credits, you're kind of giving myself a way to kind of calm down a bit. Let me know what you think in the chat. Those are the ones you were watching it or listening to it. I know sometimes you have to sit with it for a while before you can really think about it. It's such an incredible cast. It really was, Val. Yeah, I was just kind of bittersweet now that she's passed. But second, real quick, I'll be right back. Okay, and the watch party here. And okay, I'd like to thank all those that showed up, and those will be watching this. I hope in the replay. It's a film that's I think worth the time. It's a rare film. That's the first time I've seen it in several years. But I was thinking about it when she passed, and I was thinking what movie I could share, and there's so many of them, and this is one that really came to mind. I guess this hit all the spots. I think the older we get, the more sentimental we get, and I had forgotten or realized how much that she reminds me of my mother. My mother was very like that, a very gentle soul, but she could be firm when she wanted to be, and she could give it hell. But she was a very gentle soul like her, and as that's another thing you don't see um, films like this with that much star power. Oh my gosh, you just really don't. I mean, it's just trying to get them all together, and a lot of that was classical movie actors aren't with us anymore, unfortunately, and it's sad. We have this good talent today, and it's just amazing why somebody doesn't write something really like this or to bring them all together. There's so much great young talent that could really make a blockbuster like something like this, to get some really good talent together and find something that's simple like that, very simple. And let me check something really quick before we end here. And no, it's even a weekend, but it's getting late for some of you on the East Coast real quick here. And um, should have looked for this before I started the stream, but I knew it was made. It came out in 1995. It was released on October 11th of 1996. It had a budget of wow, for a drama that's not for of 8 million, and the box office was 559,677. Wow, I do remember it was quite big in its day. I remember seeing it in the theaters. It was quite a success in its day. Wow, that's very true, Val. And they all shared the spotlight. One star didn't overshadow another. They didn't. They really didn't. They all had their time. It's truly an ensemble. I love ensemble pieces like this. But That's so amazing. Well, I'm so glad that you all stopped by and just to share with you just a little bit here real quick of what's coming up on the channel. And I have quite a bit, but I'm going to try to give some stuff toward the end of the year and work on some projects I've been working on. And real quick, let me change that real quick here. So you can get the full screen here. And real quick, I'm going to be just the next few days, this next week, I'm going to do some reaction and discussion and short videos of trailers for Ghostbusters that just came out, Frozen Empire. I'm excited for that. Also, I didn't know this movie went under the radar for me. I didn't realize they were making another one called Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. I've seen the trailer, and we'll have my reaction on that. It looks like such a great continuation. And also a reaction discussion of Thanksgiving and The Wonderful Knife. I'll be working on those a little bit over the next week or so here. And then next Tuesday, we'll continue on with our Halloween marathon on Tuesday at 8 p.m. with Magic. It's the Anthony Hopkins classic. It's one I haven't seen in a long time. It's quite spooky. It's quite a classic. And then on Friday, Val and I will be hopefully joining with us along with Sarah Campbell. We're going to be watching The Babadook, and I think if I remember right, Val, you said you've never seen it. I haven't seen it. It's going to be an interesting first watch for me. This is one of those movies I go, how did this get under my radar? Have I not watched this thing? So I'll get it out over with and watch it, and it'll be fun to have people in the chat, some good friends. Yeah, I haven't seen Magic in forever either, Val. Very, very true. It's been a long time. And then on next Saturday, I'll do my last of my tributes at 7 p.m. Mountain Time in memory of Richard Roundtree. He was such a great actor, and he passed away as well recently. And we're going to feature his most iconic role. That's the original Shaft, 1971. That's going to be the same thing it'll be available through Amazon Watch Party if you're a Prime member. And then we'll be finishing up the next following Tuesday. I'll be stopping by again, hopefully, and we'll be ending with Creepshow 2, ending my massive Halloween marathon. Promise next year, ladies and gentlemen, we'll start earlier in September, so it won't run all the way through November. Then we'll be hosting a short holiday fest this year. I'll start that in November next year and have some fun. I always wanted to share some of my favorites and some popular ones. I'll be on a Tuesday on December 5th at 8 p.m. where we've shown my favorite Christmas carol, George C. Scott. And then on Friday, I said December 8th at 8 p.m. we're watching The Christmas Story, one of my personal favorites. I love that film. And then on Tuesday, December 12th at 8 p.m. we'll be showing The Family Stone. We'll be getting back with Carrie. I think from Carrie Crave Cinema, she might be joining me with that. It's one of my favorite Christmas films. It's kind of maligned a little bit. People think it's kind of mean, but I think it's wonderful. It's got a beautiful ensemble cast headed by Diane Keaton. And it's such a great cast. It's such a sweet story. And then on Friday the 15th, we'll be watching National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, one of my personal favorites. And maybe have special guests for that. I'm working on that right now. And some of these dates might change depending on when I can get some of those guests on for these. And then on Monday, we'll end that on the 18th. That's my birthday. I'll be in that with a birthday stream on that on Monday night, and I just have some little bit of trivia and some fun discussions and some fun times and all that. And then we'll end with one of my personal favorite Christmas movies. This is another one that goes under the wire. A lot of people don't know about this. It's an ensemble film, but it stars headed by Susan Sarandon. It's directed by Charles Palminteri, one of the rare films that he directed, and but it also has Alan Arkin in it. It's kind of an ensemble piece, but it's beautiful. But it has one of the rare, I think, it's not well known, one of the best dramatic performances by Robin Williams. It's such a beautiful role, and I wanted to share that for my birthday. On that, now we'll end the Holiday Fest. I'm working on reviews for Nope, Scream 6, and Kevin Williamson's Sick, and The Menu. And then I'm working on, toward the end of the year, on 2 deep dives, one on the Conjuring films, a cinematic story of faith, family, and the power of love. And then when I finally get to finish, I have 3 last films to finish, and then I'm going to work really hard into a deep dive into the Saw franchise called A Modern Morality Tale. So I'm hoping to work on that as well. That's some stuff that's coming up on the channel. And I'm so glad all of you are here. Thank you for showing up, and I hope you again have a great rest of your weekend. And just before I leave, just wanted to let you know, and don't ever forget that you are of infinite worth. I said this world needs you in it, and don't ever let the foolishness out there steal your bliss. And most important, please remember that you are enough. You are more than enough. It is amazing how enough you really are. Don't ever forget that. Love you guys, and thank you so much for your support for the channel. For those of you watching on replay, I hope that you enjoy this film. And again, just before we catch up, don't forget to hit the like button and the subscribe if you haven't done that. And this is Jason the Nice One, and we'll talk with you soon. Yeah, okay. Have a good night. Peace. And good night, everybody.